Hello and welcome to an overview of how you can use vCenter Chargeback Manager to automate the metering of your vSphere and vCloud resources. vCenter Chargeback Manager is an integral part of both the VC Operations Management Suite and the IT Business Management Suite, which enable accurate and automated cost measurement, analysis, and reporting for vSphere and vCloud environments. Chargeback helps you deliver cost transparency and accountability so business owners and IT staff can understand the actual cost of the virtual infrastructure that supports their business services. vCenter Chargeback Manager is integrated with vSphere, vCenter Server, vCloud Director, vShield Manager, vCenter Operations Manager, and the IT Business Management Suite, which gives you the ability to map IT costs to business units, cost centers, or external customers, thus enabling a better understanding of how much resources actually cost and what can be done to optimize resource utilization and reduce overall spend on IT infrastructure. The basic tasks within Chargeback Manager allow you to define custom hierarchies that represent different business entities, such as departments, divisions, business units, service level tiers, applications, or virtual machines. Flexible pricing models allow you to measure fixed cost, allocated costs, actual utilization, or a mix of all three, tracking costs by business group or unit. Along with simplified billing and reporting, Chargeback Manager provides cost transparency for IT services by automatically creating detailed billing reports that can be submitted to all business units within an organization. In our example today, we'll show how Chargeback Manager can be used with vCenter Server and vCloud Director to meter the actual usage of a vCloud environment. We do this by first defining a custom hierarchy and a variable pricing model that will use the fixed cost and actual usage billing policy for our organization's virtual data center. To begin, we first log in and then click on the Manage Hierarchy tab. Here we see the custom hierarchy that we have created to represent the structure of how we would like to allocate our shared virtual resources. In our example, we created a hierarchy that represents our business units and our IT services. We've assigned the virtual resources within our vCloud vSphere environment, on the right, to each folder within the Chargeback hierarchy, on the left. In this case, we've assigned each virtual machine to the application or service that runs on that VM. This allows us to meter the actual resource usage, determine the cost of each virtual machine, and allocate those costs directly to the applications running on the VM. To better show how this is done, let's add an SAP folder to the hierarchy on the left, and then assign the VMs running the SAP application to that folder. Right-click to add the folder to the Chargeback hierarchy, and we'll name it SAP. Then on the right, we simply drag the VM resources from our vCenter hierarchy and add them to the folder within the Chargeback hierarchy. And that's it. Now, with our Chargeback hierarchy built, we can now define the pricing model and billing policy for each of these entities within our hierarchy. To do that, we start by selecting the top level of the Chargeback hierarchy, then clicking on the Configure Cost tab. Then we'll select Edit Entity Cost to select a pricing model and billing policy for all of the entities within that hierarchy. If we click on the Manage Cost tab, we'll see the details of the pricing model that we've created for this example. In our case, this is a variable price pricing model as opposed to a fixed price pricing model. We want to measure the VM's actual resource consumption, CPU, memory, and storage, and add it to a fixed price charge for the operating system license. As you can see on the Billing Policy tab, for this price model, we have selected the fixed cost and actual usage. And we tab over again, we can define the base rates for each of the chargeable computing resources. Here, we can also add additional fixed costs for additional resources or services associated with an entity. We've also created a cost template for the fixed price cost of the operating system license, which we will apply to our entire hierarchy. Let's return to the Configure Cost tab, where we can now select the CBM Variable Pricing Model from the list of available pricing models and apply the cost template that contains the fixed price cost for the operating system license. We can also modify the rate factors, which allows us to increase or decrease the base rate for each entity within the hierarchy. Please note the chargeable unit rate is equal to the base rate multiplied by the rate factor. And if we need to, by clicking on the Fixed Cost tab, we can also add additional fixed costs to the pricing model for this hierarchy or any individual entity within the hierarchy. Once we save all of the pricing model changes for the entities in our hierarchy, we are ready to create a report. If we click on the Reports tab and right-click on the top of the ITBM hierarchy in the left navigation, we will see a drop-down menu that allows us to generate one of 4 reports for our entire hierarchy. If we'd like to see a cost report, we simply select Generate Cost Report, and before compiling the information, Chargeback gives us the opportunity to customize the output and select the duration of the report, models used, resources covered, etc. And once we hit Submit, we can see by the status message in the upper right-hand corner that the report is being generated, and after just a few seconds, our report is finished. In the report, we can see the calculated cost for each virtual machine based on the actual consumption of chargeable computing resources and the fixed cost fee for the operating system license. Remember, this report can also be exported as a PDF as well. Another report that's very useful is the comparison report, which allows us to compare the costs of 2 different pricing models. Now, this can be very helpful if we are considering changes to the pricing model. And as you can see from the example, it's a very detailed report that outlines the cost differences for each virtual resource in each pricing model. So, to recap, we've seen how vCenter Chargeback Manager, which is integrated with vSphere, vCenter Server, vCloud Director, vShield Manager, and vCenter Operations Manager, allows you to quickly and easily create a customized chargeback hierarchy to create pricing models that match your organization's unique structure. And gain better IT cost visibility thanks to simplified analysis and reporting through customizable summary and comparison reports of costs and resource usage. For more information about the VC Operations Management Suite, please visit VMware.com. Thank you.